conversation. It's conversation, not conversation. Yeah. SES with noun, it becomes plural. But when we put SES with verb, the verb becomes singular. You used to do in your past, means it's your past habit that is no longer in.
Okay, so good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening, sir.
And thank you so much for coming on the channel. And I'm really very excited for this session. And it's been, I think, more than a month we have talked. And now once again, we are going to talk. So I feel that I'm going to learn so many things from your side.
Same
As I
here.
know that how are you? How have you been nowadays? What are you doing?
Yeah, I was pretty well. That's all I want to say
Okay.
related to this.
Okay. Something. So can I ask you something?
Sure.
Ma'am, I have seen when we make conversation and we post on YouTube, so there are some intermediate level speakers.
Yeah.
Okay,
May I correct you here?
please, please.
Conversation. It's conversation, not conversation. Yeah.
Okay, conversation. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hmm.
Yeah. So whenever we do conversation with each other, so and we post on our channel, so there I find that there are a lot of people, those who are on intermediate level, they can easily understand our conversation. There are some beginners, they have just started their journey in learning English. So sometimes they struggle, and I was connected, I think, 1 or 2 days back to a person. He was telling me that I have seen some of your videos, but when you talk and you are in a little high pace, so I'm unable to understand. So for those kind of viewers, let's have this conversation, like Hindi to English translation. We will start from very basic to, yeah, to some good level. So can I start, ma'am? I will
Yes.
ask you some, yeah, I will ask you some Hindi questions. You have to convert them in English now.
Sure.
Okay. And so like this, we will be able to find out that there are some nuances where
Right.
people usually make grammatical mistakes.
Yes.
Okay. So first question is that राम जाता है.
Ram goes.
Okay. मैं जाता हूँ.
I go.
Yes. So here, as you said, that Ram जाता है, Ram goes, and मैं जाता हूँ, I go. So there is a difference of S and ES. So there are some viewers, they are unable to find out, they are unable to understand what is the difference between this. So ma'am, please tell me what is the difference. Why we
Sure.
use
Yeah.
S and ES, please.
Whenever we have I, we, and you, and plural things as subject, so there we use plural verb. And right, and whenever we have singular subject, we use singular verb. But people don't know this. That they think that as in the case of noun, when we put ses with noun, it becomes plural. They also,
Mhm.
in the same way, they think that when we put ses with verb, the verb also becomes plural. But it is not like that. When we put ses with noun, it becomes plural. But when we put ses with verb, the verb becomes singular. So here, as I mentioned, Ram jata hai. Ram is singular here, so we will use singular verb here. And verb can be made singular by using ses with it. So with Ram, we will say Ram goes. And if मैं जाता हूँ, I always take plural verb with it. So I go. So I am not using ses with it, because if I will use ses with go, it will become a plural. If I use ses with go, it will become a singular verb. But I always takes a plural verb. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. And yeah, people will know it, and when they will listen to this conversation, they will get to know about that. That what is the difference between that? Let me ask you some other questions. So it was, I think, simple present tense. Let me ask you some past tense. मैं स्कूल जाता था.
I used to go to school.
Hmm. अब मैं स्कूल गया.
I went to school.
Okay, ma'am, please differentiate these two sentences, because there are some people when they talk about their past tense, so they usually only use as verb, second form of the verb. went, and now you are saying that used to. So how?
Used to is used when we are denoting a past habit of ourselves. For example, you said मैं school जाता था. Again, it is denoting that it was something you used to do in your past. Means it's your past habit that is no longer in right now. So for that, if we want to show, if we want to refer to our past habit, we have to use to plus verb first form with that. So I used to go to school. It's like that. Yeah, and मैं school गया. It's like that. Recently I went to school, so in that case we can use subject plus verb second form and then object. So I went to.
So I want to ask you that मेरे आने से पहले ट्रेन जा चुकी थी, या मेरे स्टेशन पर पहुंचने से पहले ट्रेन जा चुकी थी? प्लीज ट्रांसलेट।
The train had left before I reached the station. These guy in this sentence there are two actions. First one is first action is done first and the second action is done second. So मेरे जाने से पहले ट्रेन जा चुकी थी, मतलब पहले ट्रेन गई है उसके बाद मैं स्टेशन पहुंचा हूं. तो जो पहले एक्शन हुई है, दो एक्शन हुई है, एक इसमें पहले हुई है और एक बाद में हुई है. तो जो एक्शन पहले हुई है वो हमारी आएगी पास्ट परफेक्ट में, और जो एक्शन सेकंड टाइम में हुई है वो हमारी आएगी पास्ट सिंपल में. तो पास्ट परफेक्ट एज हैड और वर्ब की थर्ड फॉर्म लगती है, और पास्ट सिंपल में सिंपल V2 लगती है. तो जो एक्शन पहले हुई थी इसमें कि मेरे जाने से पहले, मेरे स्टेशन पहुंचने से पहले ट्रेन जा चुकी थी, तो मतलब पहले ट्रेन गई है, तो ये फर्स्ट एक्शन है, तो ये आएगी पास्ट परफेक्ट में. तो द ट्रेन हैड लेफ्ट. फिर पहले के लिए बिफोर, द ट्रेन हैड लेफ्ट बिफोर. अब जो सेकंड एक्शन है वो हमारी जाती है पास्ट सिंपल, मींस वर्ब की सेकंड फॉर्म. सो आई रीच द स्टेशन, द ट्रेन हैड लेफ्ट बिफोर आई रीच द स्टेशन. इट्स लाइक दैट. So
Right.
whenever you
Good.
have two actions, and for in the first section, if the action is done first time, so there you have to use past perfect, and in the second action you have to use past simple. For example,
Okay. Thank you.
let me give an example. डॉक्टर के आने से पहले रोगी मर चुका था. तो इट मीन्स पहले रोगी मरा है उसके बाद डॉक्टर पहुंचा है. तो पहले एक्शन हुई है रोगी मरने की, तो जो पहली एक्शन है वो पास्ट परफेक्ट में आएगी. तो उसके लिए हम बोलेंगे द पेशेंट हैड डाइड. फिर उसके बाद डॉक्टर पहुंचे हैं, द पेशेंट हैड डाइड बिफोर द डॉक्टर अराइव्ड.
Right, right. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thanks again. When a person has to define his daily routine, so how should he or she define her or his daily routine? What is
Sure.
the method?
In case of your daily routine or any kind of universal fact, you have to use always present simple tense, right? For example, if you want to say anything that if you are doing anything on your daily basis, it's something which is usual. So in that case, use present simple. For example, I get up at 8 a.m., then I freshen up, and then I go to school, and in my school I meet my friends. So everything is going in present simple, right? Yeah, and in such case, yeah, if you are referring to any universal fact also, so in that case also you need to use present simple. For example, सूर्य पूरब में निकलता है, ये एक ऐसा यूनिवर्सल फैक्ट है जिसको ना आप चेंज कर सकते हो ना मैं चेंज कर सकती हूँ, कोई भी चेंज नहीं कर सकता.
Exactly.
तो ये इस टाइप के सेंटेंस भी हमेशा प्रेजेंट सिंपल में बोले जाएंगे. द सन राइजेस इन द ईस्ट, द सन सेट्स इन द वेस्ट. It's like that. Water boils at 4 degrees Celsius. It's like that. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, great. So now now another question is arising in my mind, that is when we have to define our daily routine, then it is okay, we are using simple present tense. But suppose that now it is evening time. Okay. And this time, if you ask me about my routine, but what I have done in the day, from the morning till now. So which kind of sentence I have to use and how to define that, please?
Yeah. In that case, as you are already done with your routine, morning routine, so you have to use past simple here. Along with past simple, you can use past perfect also. For example, earlier you said I get up at, because it is your daily routine. But you today particularly you are talking about the today routine, what you did in the morning. So it is going to be in the
Mhm.
past, that I got up at this timing, I did this, then I had my breakfast, and it's like that. So it can be a combination of both past simple as well as past perfect, but mostly past simple.
Okay, okay, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, so this is the point where I was even a few times, some times back, I was also facing problems when I had to tell my routine. I had to describe my routine, and I'm describing my routine. Everything is same. What I do each and every day, and what I have done today. But especially when I have to talk about the thing since morning until now, then sorry, tense is going to change. That time we use these kind of sentences. Okay, thank you so much, ma'am, for this. So, can I ask you? May I ask you another questions related to
Sure.
this tenses? Okay, so let's take some examples of future tense.
Okay.
Yes. So मैं कल दिल्ली जा रहा हूँगा.
I shall be going to Delhi tomorrow.
Okay. So, ma'am, why shall not? Why not will?
Yeah, we can use will also, both are correct, but mostly
Okay.
will is means when we talk about tenses, so we use I, with I and you we use shall, and with the rest of things we use will. But yeah, when we talk about modals, so in that case we can use will also, because will but it's like that will shows your determination, your commitment to something, it's like that. But yeah, in casual conversation we can use both shall as well as will with I.
Right, right. So, ma'am, nowadays I have found one thing. People say usually, "Shall I start this conversation? Shall I go?" So, what does it mean? So,
Shall,
what
because
they are trying to say?
they are seeking permission in a polite way. Shall I do that?
Okay,
Will
okay,
will shows like when you are threatening someone. So in that case you use will. Or if you are if you are strong headed to for something, then you say this: I will do this. I will achieve this. I will kill you. It's like a threat. It's like threatening someone. Strong determination, and for that you use will. But if you want to say something very politely, you must say shall.
right.
Could is the past form of can. For example, if today presently I am talking about मैं 10 किलो वजन उठा सकती हूँ. I am talking about my present condition, my present strength. So I can say this: I can lift a 10 kg box. और अगर मैं बोलूं कि मैं पहले 10 किलो वजन उठा लिया करती थी, या 10 किलो का बॉक्स उठा लिया करती थी, इट मीन्स आज मैं नहीं उठा सकती, पहले उठा सकती थी. सो
Right.
एट दैट टाइम आई कैन नॉट से आई कैन. नाउ आई हैव टू से आई कुड लिफ्ट 10 kgs when I was young, या when I was kid. Could is a model also for we use. It is used for many purposes. It's like that capacity, telling about your capacity and strength and capability is one of the uses of can and could, right? Other
Mhm.
uses, if you want to seek permission from someone for something, you can use could. So could you please give me this pencil? Could you please lend me over this book? It's like that.
Okay, then thank you so much, ma'am, for your precious time. And I enjoyed a lot this session. And I hope that viewers, the beginners, when they watch this video, they will definitely learn so many things from there. And there are some intermediate level speakers. They make mistakes. Means they are able to convey their thoughts. They can speak. But when it comes to nuances, means S and yes and these kind of novel, very pretty, yeah, these kind of nuances. So that concept is not clear. So that's why I think if I post this video, so it will give benefit to those kind of students and learners, especially. So
Yes.
again, thank you so much, ma'am, for coming, and I enjoyed a lot the session. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Good night.
Good night.